And you know me, bro, I never back the early kickoff. And you know me, bro, I never back the early kickoff. Back the early kickoff. And you know me, bro, I never back the early kickoff. Finesse like.
What's going on, people? Welcome to Never Back the Early Kickoff, episode 28, the podcast that keeps you one step ahead of the bookies while having a proper laugh doing it. No filters, no nonsense, just solid picks, proper chat, and a weekly reminder that backing the early kickoff does ruin lives. My name is Leon, and I have a sixth sense for picking players to be carded.
And I'm Josh, and I'm fucking back in the room. Let's fucking go.
What's brought you back to life? Is it Man City absolutely taking Arsenal to school, or?
Yeah, absolutely. They destroyed them. To be fair, it was actually a really good game. It was a better game than I expected. I expected Arsenal to come with some shithousery and try to defend, but it was actually a really open game. But yeah, mate, it was a really good day yesterday. Went down to Villa and somehow only managed to see 2 out of 7 goals.
Why were you too busy in the concourse getting beers and food?
Literally, first goal was in the toilet. Got there, went in the toilet, missed a goal. After half time, back in the toilet, missed a goal again, and then left it 3-1 to get into town for the City Arsenal game. Missed 3 goals.
That's ridiculous, mate. You need to start wearing nappies to games if you need in the toilet every 10 minutes. What's wrong with you?
Well, the IBS kicked in.
Oh, I do not need to know. I do not need to know, mate. My goodness.
So I went down to Villa, seen 2 out of 7 goals. Who goes to the game and there's 7 goals and he sees 2 of them?
It doesn't surprise me.
Pathetic.
Does not surprise me. Does not surprise me. I'm trying to figure what took a bigger battering. Like Sunderland's goals conceded or the Aston Villa toilets. That's what I'm just trying to figure out.
The Aston Villa definitely took a bigger beating.
Goodness me.
But then, the City gone and done it, mate. Like what we called them weeks ago. The Arsenal are done. They are cooked. They are.
Well, the thing is, I've been saying for a long time I still think Arsenal were going to win the league. Because I was like, they're never going to get a better opportunity than this. They must have learnt from their mistakes. Like, I think it's 3 times in a row they finished second. And it's like, at some point, you've got to get over the line. And the thing is, though, this isn't even a great City team. City in past eras would be playing a lot better than this and have a lot more points than this. So Liverpool have just fell off a cliff and died. Chelsea have got an absolute clowning control, and Chelsea are doing absolutely nothing. Man United are on the rebuild, but they're still a season or 2 off competing, in my opinion.
I think more than that.
I don't think they're too far off. But so your only competition's City, and City haven't been in great form. So it's like if you can't do it now, when Arsenal have built this squad with Arteta for 7 years, they've got 2 players in every position now. He's got the players he wanted, and it's like, mate, if you can't get over the line now, then when are you ever going to do it?
They're never going to do it. Nothing brings me more joy.
No, and let's get into the game then, because it was actually, like you said, it was a really good game of football. I mean, what I will say is at least Arsenal went for it. And
yeah, I thought they were going to set up to defend.
Same.
And try to take a draw.
Same. I thought they were going to just do their usual. Let's just sit back, and we'll just try and play for set pieces, counter attack against the big team. But they didn't, to be fair. They pressed City high all over the pitch. They tried to play when they had the ball. So, I mean, I hold my hands up to Arteta and Arsenal. They did have a good go at it. But that can happen.
They got lucky. They got lucky. What the fuck was Donnarumma doing?
I mean, it was a mistake. And it's a mistake that he shouldn't have made. But you can't say it wasn't through, Arsenal's plan was clearly to press them high up the pitch. Not many teams play like that against City. Proper stick it on them by pressing right up the pitch.
Oh yeah,
I saw Declan Rice on the edge of the area when Donnarumma had a goal kick, and I was like, these are have proper come to press. So was it a mistake? Yeah. Should Donnarumma have just cleared it? Yeah. But it was a mistake that was happened because of Arsenal's game plan, in my opinion. They deserved the goal, in my opinion. He shouldn't have made that mistake, but they definitely, the way how aggressive they played, they deserved the goal. it was a shit goal, and really it was a bit like when I think of Arsenal, I think of City. I couldn't think of two goals in the first half that they both scored that represent the teams so
Yeah,
well. Like Arsenal's was like just like work rate stuffy goal, whereas Man City's was like Cherky's goal was just outrageous.
yeah, it was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
It was really nice.
because the thing is, like, you think of, do you know why I really liked the goal? What I really liked it was, you'd say Gabriel and Saliba are the best two centre halves in the league. Well, I don't know about Gabriel after his performance yesterday, but we'll say Gabriel and Saliba.
He didn't even deserve to stay on the pitch.
No, we'll come to that. But Gabriel and Saliba, you'd say are the two best centre halves, or at least the best centre half partnership. You could make an argument that David Raya is the best keeper in the league, and you could make an argument that Declan Rice is the best centre midfielder in the league. The fact he's took it past Declan Rice, past Gabriel, shot before Saliba could get to him, and beat David Raya with it. Like, you couldn't have a more difficult thing to do. That's why I like the goals. Absolutely world class. And this kid, like, he's just a breath of fresh air, mate. He's single-handedly saving football. Not just because he scored past Arsenal, but just the way he's playing, mate. He's single-handedly saving football.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah, it's absolutely outrageous. Like, I can't. I mean, I think he only cost him like, was it 30 something mil?
No,
Right,
it weren't much at all.
mate, it
It
gets you
weren't much at
thinking,
all.
like, when you think of some of the fees that are paid on players these days, to pick up him for like that sort of money is an absolute steal.
Yeah, they've done a good job there.
So,
But it was just like with like I guess it's a lot of players do thrive in the French league and come to the Prem and do nothing. But there's a lot of risk. But he's just absolutely coming, just tearing it up.
yeah, I mean, he's been one of City's most, if not their most creative player. He's got like 11 assists in the Prem already.
Oh, was it? I didn't realise he's that man.
Yeah, he's got 11 assists in the Prem, I think. I think it's 10 or 11. He's playing really well. He was class. I also think City, from their perspective, Bernardo Silva, take a bow. Just take a bow. It was probably one of the best midfield performances I've seen in the Premier League in a long time. Because the fact I don't think I've seen a midfielder his size, like, just dominate. Because he's little, he's weak, he's slow. Yet in that game, I saw him outpace Havertz to get the ball when he was last man. I saw him win a header against Gyökeres. And I'm just like, how is this happening? Like, Bernardo Silva was like, not on my watch today, we're losing this, not winning this game.
Yeah,
He was absolutely
he,
unbelievable.
he was just everywhere, wasn't
Yeah, he was like a man possessed. It's like, this is my last season now. And I'm not going out of this season without lifting that Premier League title. Like, he just seems like a man possessed. And that was an outrageously good performance. He was absolutely brilliant. I tell you who's growing in my estimations as well, that Cousinov. I thought, when he first signed for City, I thought they've dropped a
he? He,
clanger.
he was a crock of shit at the start.
I was like, this is another Calvin Phillips tech. He's going to be out of the door so quick. But he's starting to. I still think he's got a way to go, but he's starting to look.
But he just looked
better.
weak. He just looked weak though. Like I just think getting out muscle
Five
pulls. In other games, like previously, obviously he's got better recently. But I'm saying when he first came, I was like seeing him just getting pushed all over the place.
I mean, when I first saw him play, he just looked shit on the ball. And like, if you're a Man City centre half, you've got to be good on the ball. But recently, like, he's still got a bit of rashness to him. Like, he'll still fly into a tackle for no reason. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but he's definitely come on quite a bit recently. And then I've also got to give a shout out to Nico O'Reilly. Like,
Yeah, that's
every time I watch this kid play, I'm just he done something at one point in the game where he was in like in like his corner, and he had like two men coming to him, and he just done some magic with his feet where he's just nicked it between the two of them, nutmeg Madueke, and he's away. And I'm like, how is
yeah.
a geezer
That
like
was
6'4"?
really nice. That is.
Do you know the bit I mean? Like, I was just
Yeah.
like, how have you done that? How have you got out of there? Because in my head, I'm like, the best thing you can do here is just kick it off someone and get a throw. And I'm just like, how has he got out of there with the ball?
Yeah, just bopped it out.
So yeah, Nico O'Reilly, fair play to you. He's looking like a real top draw player as well. So do you think City deserved the win overall?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's actually, Arsenal, to be fair, actually also had some really big chances. But obviously the first goal, it's a bit of Arsenal's goal. Sorry, not the first goal. Arsenal goal was a bit So it's not like well deserved from a pressing point of view, but shouldn't be conceding that. I think that's a big mistake from Donnarumma. But then he kept him in the game at points. So I think City were better. Arsenal were good also. But I think City overall just edged it. If it wasn't for that mistake from Donnarumma, I don't think they would have scored.
I think Havertz missed a couple.
Because they just shit the bed. They've got no composure in front of goal when it matters. That is Arsenal through front.
I just don't think you can win a league with Kai Havertz up front, like in a big game.
Well, he missed that big header as well towards the end.
And he missed that one where Odegaard put him through on his left foot.
Yeah. Exactly. The whole team just got no composure.
You've got to score that. Like, you've got to score that. So yeah, I agree. I think it was a class game. City edged it for me. Deserved the W. I think Gabriel absolutely lost his head. And I don't
know how he's stayed on the pitch, to be honest.
I mean, I just think his performance was just erratic. From like not even. I mean, the headbutt thing was ridiculous, and we'll come to that. But like, just even like when he was getting into tussles with Haaland, like he went looking for a battle too much with him. Like,
yeah, but they're talking about history, though, haven't they?
They have, but like, even though you can have history with a player, but it doesn't mean you've got to like be over the top and like lose your head. Because he's got into an ego contest with Haaland, which is risky business because Haaland's not going to get bullied by a centre half for 90 minutes in a strength battle. Like, he can hold his own. And it was just like, and City's second goal was just he got into an ego contest with him at the back post, just wrestling with each other. And he came out second best, and then Haaland bagged, and then after Haaland bagged, his head completely went.
Oh yeah, mate, his head was absolutely in the bin.
He tried to take Haaland's shirt off him at one point, and the next thing, when Haaland like stuck it on him, mate, he just went for the butty, went for the Nicky butty, mate, and just pushed it on him. Yeah, I'm telling you now, Erling Haaland, it's the deck there. That is a red card. If Haaland had made a meal of that, that is a red card. That is a red card.
It should have been a red card anyway. By the letter of the law, it's a red card.
Well, can you explain to me why VAR didn't make the referee review it then? Being that VAR just sit there in their little van with a rule book.
I have no idea. But it should have been, by the letter of the law, it's a red card.
And that's what really pisses me off about VAR. Because what annoys me is, and again, I didn't watch this game live, but I've seen the video of it. You've got Lisandro Martinez, who I'm not his biggest fan, but he got sent off for like an accident. To me, that looked accidental, and it wasn't.
He wasn't accidental. Pulled his hair. He wasn't accidental.
But did you see when Michael Keane pulled that guy's hair for Wolves when he proper grabbed it and yanked it?
Yeah. And
that for me was like, that was a bit out of order. I don't think Lisandro's was that bad, but by the letter of the law, it's a red card. So my thing is, why are you gonna referee a game like that and by the letter of the law send him? Whereas when Gabriel does that, you can then let refereeing common sense go in, which is it's a big game, both players are at it, yellow card each, and you're not going to go to VAR because even though by the letter of the law it's a red card, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I remember that.
He should have gone to VAR.
Yeah, and do you remember when it was Liverpool City? And do you remember when Haaland got put through 1-on-1 and then Szoboszlai pulled him back? And then Szoboszlai pulled him back, but then like it ended up as a goal. Then they sent off Szoboszlai. They could have just let the ball roll in and give a goal. But what they did was, by the letter of the law, it was a red card.
And
so my thing is
no consistency.
My thing is like, because all I'm saying is, and I'm grateful this didn't happen, but I'm telling you now, if Arsenal had scored an equaliser in that game, that would have been like a season-defining mistake from the officials.
But it's not. It's a knock-on effect of that. It's like obviously now Gabriel has been their best defender this season, and really by the letter of the law, he should be suspended for the next 3 games.
Yeah,
and
but I just don't understand why. Like, and I've still not seen an explanation, a reasonable explanation as to why that wasn't a straight red. Because I get when 2 players put the reds together. All right, that's yellow card. But when one clearly forces his head forward like that, like his head went in that moment, it was a red card. But yeah, I mean, I just think that's just poor refereeing from the officials. Like, because my thing is,
I think they bottled it.
They did. you can't have it both ways. Either it's VAR comes in every time it's a decision like that and will referee by the rule book, or you give the referee leeway to make common sense decisions. You can't have it both.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
Exactly. There's so many common sense decisions that you see, but then there's also the dopey ones that they just make, and it's like, well, you haven't applied common sense there. Like last season in the champion, when was it early this season? Sorry, against Bruges with Villa, when it was like the pass out and then they give Bruges a penalty. But then you've seen that loads of times in the Champions League where it's just a stupid mistake and they've not given a penalty. Like, no, it was common sense, we're just playing on with the game.
Happened with Arsenal again, Gabriel again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Arsenal.
They let Gabriel off.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. But it's the same thing. But with Villa, they give a penalty to Bruges. Obviously, we lost the game, but everyone else has got away with it. So again, use your common sense or do the letter of the law, one or the other.
Yeah, stupid. But yeah, what do you think got the title race? Do you think it's done now, or do you think there's any chance?
I think City are going to win it. I've always thought City are going to win it. Even when they were 9 points clear, I've always been like, City are going to win it. You
have. To be fair, you've stuck to your guns. I'm going to stick with Arsenal. I think I've stuck with them all this way. Do I think City are more likely to win it now? Yeah, but I just think I've stuck with them all season. I'm not going to just change now. I mean, the only thing that I think goes in Arsenal favour is the fixtures they've got left. Because if you look at City's fixtures and you look at Arsenal's fixtures, I'm telling you, City have got some stinkers still to play, in my opinion. I think Everton away is not a gimme. I think Bournemouth away is not a gimme.
Yeah, but it's now the business, and you know when City are going to win every game now.
I know, but they're still playing teams that have got a bit of... Like, Everton away is not straightforward.
It doesn't matter. They've won the league now.
They've got Villa as well.
The Villa games, last game of the season, we would have won the Europa League by then. We're going to be on the beach. We're going to have top 5 secured, win the Europa League 4 days before. We ain't going to have a care in the world.
Yeah.
Like, the Villa game, that is a non-starter. We're not going to be asked. We're going to have secure champions for top 5 Champions League football, and we're going to win the Europa Cup 4 days before. Gives a fuck. Go beat us 6-0. Don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I think if City get through those tricky away games, they'll do it. I think Arsenal's fixtures, they've got the easiest game of the season next, which is Newcastle. We're just laying down and just getting handled.
When you pay me my money,
we're terrible. What?
When you pay me my money.
I told you once the season's finished.
Mate, your season's over.
I said this last week. I said it doesn't matter whether it's mathematically impossible. You'll get your money when the season's over, as was the terms and conditions. So we're just laying down and getting battered by everyone. So I don't see us putting up any resistance against Arsenal. But then again, it'd be just like us to put in a performance. Bruno's back from injury now. Joelinton will be back from his suspension. So we'll have the big three midfield. Anthony Gordon's faking injury till the end of the season, so he can sign for Bayern Munich. So he probably won't be there. But I think Arsenal will beat us. Then they've got. I think Arsenal have still got. Arsenal got Fulham at home, which is an easy game. They've got Crystal Palace, which is an easy game. I think they've got. I'm going to say that they've got West Ham away is their only tricky game left. Yeah. So West Ham are the only team I think that could put up any resistance.
Declan Rice's only trophy in his cabinet. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean,
if you West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, mate, it wouldn't surprise me if both teams just won all their games, and it will go down to goal difference. And if you're telling me who do I think is going to score more goals between now and the end of the season, there's only one.
There's only one goal in it anyway.
Yeah, but City got a game in hand, and their game in hand against Burnley, which is going to be probably 4 or 5-0.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, so like I said, I'm still going to say Arsenal are going to do it just about, but Man City probably are now, or will be now, with the favourites. So, yeah, be interesting to see how that progresses. Did you catch any of the other? Obviously, you went to the Villa game. What was the Villa game saying?
Well, like I said, mate, I was in 2 out of 7. Left at 85, left at like 80th minute, 82nd minute.
Yeah, but was it a good game?
Yeah, it was a great game. Unbelievable, mate. Villa Park, best team in the world, best ground in the world. Okay. Biased, absolutely.
I can tell you're still drunk from the weekend, making best team in the world, even though you're 5th in the league. Best stadium in the world. Don't know what evidence you've got for that. But anyway, good result for Villa. To be fair, I did think Villa were going to edge it. No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
it was a good game.
To be fair, I thought it would be a draw, which it nearly was until Abraham scored in, was it the 97th minute or 94th minute or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, I did actually think that was going to be a draw, so that's a good result for Villa. Newcastle do what Newcastle do. Exactly what I said on the tin last week. We'll come to Prem predictions later, but I knew we'd lose that 2-1. It's just what we do. It's just who we are. As Andrew would say, it's just who we are, mate. We just keep losing, and we're going to keep losing. I just want Hal to get sacked now. Done with him. Do you know what?
Okay, Jose in.
Or Iraola.
Okay.
I would take Iraola or Mourinho. Both two different managers. I think Mourinho's going to go one or two ways. He's going to come in, hopefully attract some big players. We'd have him for a couple of seasons, and it's going to all end in tears. But those 2 seasons could be fun. Whereas I think Iraola will come in and I think you've got confidence that he would build a good team, play some good football. So Iraola's probably the sensible choice, but Mourinho would be fun while it lasted. But I'm done with Eddie Howe, and that quote comes to mind. I swear it's from like a Batman film, which is you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, and that's what Eddie Howe is now. He's the villain.
Nice
now.
Batman.
I'm sure that was from Batman. It's a good quote stuck in there. So it's like he's just hung around too long now, and now the fans are starting to turn on him, rightfully so, because he absolutely balls apart the exact money. You can't be buying all those players and just sticking them on the bench. You can't be spending 70 million on Voltemada and then playing Willis Hula up front. You just can't. You can't be doing that. It's our most expensive player in history, and you just benched him. And like our win percentage is so much higher when Voltemada starts up front. But yeah, he's just being an idiot. He just needs to go. So Newcastle doing Newcastle things. Did you catch any of the Chelsea United game?
Yeah, I watched that as well. And I watched the Spurs game.
Which one did you start with?
Oh, mate, Spurs are just funny, aren't they? Xavi Simons crying.
I mean, I think the thing that made me laugh about Xavi Simons was he scored a worldie, and he thinks that's the goal that's going to be the catalyst that got us in the league. And he's gone and he's celebrated, giving it absolute 35 out of 10 with that celebration. No, and I'm like, in my head, I'm just thinking, Xavi, you haven't scored in the 95th minute, mate. There's still ample time for Brighton to go and do something here.
Yeah,
so I thought to myself,
my favourite part about it was that after the game, the cameraman just stuck it in his face and just following him around, waiting for him to do a new meme.
Yeah, because do you know what it is? It's because he thought he was going to be the saviour. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to be the saviour, but do you know what he forgot? He forgot that he's got Kevin Danzo in defence. That's what he forgot.
He forgot Spurs to Spurs.
He forgot he's got Kevin Danzo at the back, who for some reason decided to take a touch under pressure and just clearing his lines. I don't know why he's done that.
Yeah.
So Spurs just being Spurs, mate. I mean, what do I always say, mate? It's the hope that kills you. That's what made that so much more satisfying. If that game had just ended 1-1, drab game, it'd be like, just the point. But the fact they scored 2-1 and they really thought that was going to be the moment, just to have it snatched away. Like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see.
Yeah, and then up steps Rutter.
Yeah, I mean, it was
a great release. That was on his.
It was, but Danzo's just got to clear that. Just clear it in your team, win the game. Like, what are you taking a touch there, you idiot? Like, just nonsensical defending. So Spurs are banging trouble after that. Like, if West Ham get a result against Palace, Spurs are in big trouble. Because Forest, I thought were just going to absolutely throw a wobbler at one point against Burnley. I was like, Forest, don't you dare lose that game.
Mine was in the bin at one point.
I was like, do not even think about not winning that game. And then Morgan the man, Morgan Gibbs goals, mate, just absolutely stepping up with the hat-trick, match ball. He was like, not on my watch.
Quality.
A bit like Bernardo Silva in the Arsenal game. He's just like, not today. Do
you think he'll get a big move in the summer?
No, because that Marinakis, mate, has just got him under house arrest. Like, that Marinakis... Mate, Morgan Gibbs-White was about to sign for Spurs. Then the next day, like, Marinakis had him with an interview, mate, with a shotgun to his back, making him basically say how much he loves Nottingham Forest. Morgan Gibbs-White wanted out of that club so bad. And Marinakis, mate, with his mafia connections, was just like, nah. No, we don't know this son.
I think we'll be trying to get him... when we sign Morgan Rogers, we'll be trying to get him to replace him, I think.
Yeah, and while it's a decent replacement, it's a downgrade, but it's decent.
But it's a decent enough, isn't it?
You need to get Jonathan Ronaldinho. That's who you need to get. But
Oh, mate. Yeah, he looks fruity, he does.
yeah, but yeah, what a performance, Morgan Gibbs White. Fair play to you, son. Absolutely quality. It's Forest, mate. Good result for them. They're and also Villa Forest in the Europa League semi-final. That's interesting. If anyone could put you out, it'd be a stuffy Premier League
Yeah,
team.
I didn't want Forest. I didn't want Forest at all.
No. There's something about Premier League v Premier League that can just throw up a spanner in the works. Like, I think you're a much better team than Forest, but across two legs, Premier League teams, I think you'll win, but it wouldn't surprise me if Forest scumbagged away through.
Yeah, or it's like an extra time jobby.
Yeah.
Or penalties.
Yeah.
I can see it easy going to penalties.
Yeah. Look, I would have been more confident with you against Porto than Forest.
Yeah, 100%. I wanted Porto. I didn't want Forest at all.
No.
Like I said, it's just like got a sweat that comes out like with Premier League versus Premier League.
Yeah. He just can throw a spanner in the works. Remember when Liverpool under Benitez just kept knocking Chelsea out? And it's like Chelsea are a better team than Liverpool, but they just kept finding a way to knock them out. And even like in Spain, you look at Atleti and Barca. Like Barca are a better team, but Atleti just over two legs can just dig out a result. It could just be something smelly like that.
It's going to be interesting in the Champions League to see what happens with Arsenal. Because obviously Arsenal rolled them earlier in the season.
That Arsenal Athletic game is going to be the worst game of football to watch. I mean, I'm going to watch it, but it's going to be the worst game of football. You got two absolute stink jobs going at it versus PSG Bayern, which is just going to be an absolute football delight. That is.
Yeah, mate, I'm excited.
That game, mate. The thought of Nuno Mendes against Michael Elise just makes me so excited. Like,
and do you know what? I can't wait for Arsenal to go through, Munich to go through, and Harry Kane to score the last-minute winner against Arsenal.
No, I don't want Arsenal to get to the final.
Oh, I know. I want to get to the final and lose it in not the last minute, like a last-minute Harry Kane goal. That would just be beautiful. Like, just imagine that. Though. I'll get to the final, they think they're in it, and then Harry Kane just pops up at the last second.
But Bayern would crucify. I know Arsenal beat them earlier in the season at the Emirates, but Bayern in the final would absolutely take Arsenal to pieces. From what I've seen from Arsenal recently, they got no chance. I mean, I saw Southampton beat them, so Arsenal, no chance. I'm just trying to think of any other key Premier League games. I mean, Liam Rosenior shit in the bed again against Man United. Yeah. Man United didn't have a fit, senior centre half. I mean, Mazraoui and Aidan Heaven centre backs, and you still can't get a result against them. Like, it's embarrassing.
Pathetic.
I mean, Rossini's on a 6-year deal, mate. They need to get rid of him.
Apparently there's a clause in there to get rid of him if you don't get Champions League, which it doesn't look like they're getting.
Do you mean doesn't look like they're getting? They're not getting?
Well, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, yeah.
No, they're not. You could lose every game. Chelsea aren't making up 7 points in the last 5 games. No chance.
No, it's 10 points.
They're not making up 10 points in 5 games. Chelsea are poor.
They are.
Chelsea are poor. You can tell the players have lost faith in Rosenior, and then you've got absolute. I mean, he was my starter, captain of my Bluffers 11. Alejandro Garnacho putting in a Bluffers performance again.
Oh, mate.
He didn't even start the game, and he come on and just stunk it out. He's such a poor footballer.
He's shocking, isn't he?
Yeah. So, fair play to Man United. Bruno Fernandes with another assist. I think he's got like 17 or 18 assists now. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he's 17. Smashed his shot.
Yes. Speaking of which, who do you think is going to get? Who do you think's on? Because I've heard some people say that he should be Player of the Year. But I don't know how I feel about Player of the Year being a player that doesn't even play for one of the top 2 teams. Or who do you think should be playing? Like, obviously, there's still 5 games to go. But if the season finished today, or let's say the season finished tomorrow after Man City beat Burnley, Man City win the league, who would your Player of the Year be?
Ezri Konsa.
Yeah, but I'm not even acknowledging that. I'm not even acknowledging.
I don't actually know, because I feel like obviously City have been all right. Do you know what, Semenyo?
Do you reckon?
I think so. I think Semenyo's been unbelievable this season. I'm thinking Arsenal, there's been no one that's actually... No. Gabriel would be in good shape after yesterday.
No.
He stopped. Semenyo's been quality. Obviously, Bournemouth, and then obviously at City, he's been class as well. Mm-hmm. Just want to think, he's like... Who's been actually like really stand out and be like, you know what, I'm heads and tails above anyone else right now. I don't think there's many players. Like, Haaland might win it by default because of how many goals he scored, but then you say that, but then Igor he's very close to him.
Haaland's had way better seasons than this season, in my opinion, as well.
No, but it's
I think Bruno Fernandes. I wouldn't give it him, but I think he's going to get it. I think he's going to get it as well because he's stuck with Man United, who are a shit team for a few years when they've been shit, and he's always played all right. So I think it's going to be a bit of a sympathy vote, like when Modric got the Ballon d'Or.
yeah,
Modric has never been the best player in the world, but it was more just, you've been good for a long time and you did well with Croatia and Madrid, so we're going to give it to you. I think Bruno's going to get a bit of a sympathy one. Like, he's not the best player. He's not been the best player this season for me, but I think he'll get it. Like,
yeah, it might very well do.
Any other key games this weekend?
No.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Liverpool Everton, I didn't see that.
Side derby. And we'll come to it in a bit, but Van Dijk absolutely put my acca in the absolute dustbin with that 100th minute header. I was so convinced that was going to be. What annoyed me was like, last week I said Everton were going to win, and then I changed my mind and thought it'd be a draw. And then I was thinking, this has got a 1-1 written all over it, and then Big Verge just comes up with the clutch goal.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a 1-1 draw, to be honest.
Everton absolutely stuck it on Liverpool in that game as well. Everton definitely should have won that, in my opinion.
I didn't watch it.
Everton proper stuck it on Liverpool at the start. Liverpool was struggling. Mate, Alexander Isak, look, I don't even recognise him.
No.
He looks terrible. Like, terrible. And I'm not even saying this like a bitter ex. He just looks terrible.
I know, especially with STK, now Liverpool are going to struggle for the rest of the season.
The thing with Isak is he can't play 2 games a season. 2 games a week, sorry. So, a Niketik out for that long means they're going to have to get another striker in the summer. Because...
Yeah, it's like 9 months.
And then Salah's gone. So I don't know what they're going to do there because, like, are you going to change formation? Are you going to buy a right winger? Are you going to bin off Cody Gakpo and play that Rio Ingema? Liverpool have got a lot. That was crap as well. He's a weird footballer. Him.
It reminds me a bit of Kai Havertz.
Who's that?
Like came with like a big reputation from Germany, and it's really struggling.
I just think Wirtz is not suited to the Prem. I just think he's not. He ain't got the physicality for it, and you don't get the time on the ball.
No.
So I just don't. He's obviously a good footballer, but I don't. This is how I look at it. I almost look at it like I thought Wirtz would be doing more stuff like Cherky's doing.
Yeah.
Like I thought Wirtz would be having that.
Considering the price difference, like 35 mil Cherky.
Yeah, like I thought Wirtz would be more like Cherky, like having that sort of impact where you're like, fucking hell, how's he done that? Oh my god, what an assist! Oh my god, what a goal! But for me, Wirtz just looks decent, but without anything amazing.
Playing average at best.
Yeah, but no, mate. We'll roll on the Premier League fixtures, man. We've got a few more. We've got full fixture set coming over the next week, so we'll have to review next week, mate, and see where we stand.
Yeah. Come on then. Tell me about the Real Betis. What age got on with your bets?
For the 555th week in a row, mixed bag. Mixed bag. So I got a few things right and a few things wrong. So the ones that were right, where I done quite well, was Xavi Simons in play card. I tell you why. I didn't think he was going to score and take his top off. I never think Xavi Simons is going to score. But it was more around, he was getting wound up. And because it was such a big game, I just thought he's going to say something to the ref. He was just mouthing off early in that game. So I was like, he'll go in at some point. So I went Xavi Simons, got him at 9-2. So when he scored and that top come off, mate, I was just counting them pound coins. So that was nice. So that was a 9-2, which I landed. That on to the Man United game. Actually, in the first half fouls, and I dabble in and out of that market. Sometimes I have a go, sometimes I don't. If I can get 3 players for a first half foul who I really like, I'll commit to that. And when I looked at the Man U Chelsea game, I saw Casemiro on Cole Palmer, I saw Luke Shaw on Esteval, and I saw Liam Delap up against Mazraoui. And Mazraoui always throws himself to the ground, so I thought I can't see them 3 not doing a foul. So I got them 3. It's only 3-1, but a little tick over. Yeah, so it offset some losses, so that was a little tick over. I did really well in the Arsenal City game. So, I mean, I put it in the group chat, but when I saw Mascara lining up at right back against Doku, I just saw pounds and pence, man. I just saw dollar signs. Because in my brain, I was like, there was no way on this earth that Mascara is not going to get booked against Jeremy Doku. He'd fouled him like 2 times inside 2 minutes. And I was just
literally
like,
the first of the game.
I was like, I nearly went in again on him, but his odds had shortened to 5-4 by the time I'd pulled it up to have a look at it. So, obviously, Mascara went in for his 4th foul. Oh, no, it was 3rd or 4th foul, I can't remember which one. He got a yellow card, so I managed to get Mascara at 14-1. First player card.
Okay.
Was,
that is solid, that is.
Yeah, that's solid work, that. So I was very, very happy with that one. And then also in the game as well, Haaland and Gabriel were at it. So I was like, right, Gabriel's 100% going in. I went in on Gabriel, you know when he ripped Haaland's undershirt?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
At that point, I was like, right, he's going in now. Like, there's just no doubt he's not going in today. The thing that really annoyed me was I thought Haaland might go in as well. But I thought, don't get greedy, just do Gabriel at 9-2 again. So I did Gabriel at 9-2. What annoyed me was I actually loaded up Haaland and Gabriel.
And what was the offer on that?
23.
Oh.
But I didn't do it. And what really annoyed me is I just think I should have just done Haaland, Gabriel, and then I should have done Haaland, Gabriel, and stuck a bit on both. But I didn't.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
And that really, and even though the Gabriel one landing was nice, I just have that regret where I was like, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen, but I didn't pull the trigger. So, yeah, so all in all, and the ones that I didn't win on, so there's some really annoying ones over the weekend. Like, I had Diego Gomez in the Spurs Brighton game to get booked first. And he done 2 fouls on Destiny Udogie, and the ref was warning him, and then he got injured on the 2nd foul.
Oh, that is really annoying.
So that annoyed me. I lost a few on the Man United Chelsea game, so obviously I won that first half fouls, but I thought Casemiro would go in. He didn't go in. I also thought Enzo would go in, because things don't go Chelsea's way. He usually goes in. Enzo didn't go in. Then what really annoyed me in that game was, I love Mason Mount for a late card. Like when Mason Mount ever gets subbed on in a game, if it's a tight game, you know that I always go Mason Mount.
Yeah, you do.
Problem was the game clashed with the Ben Whittaker fight. So I literally switched over to watch the Ben Whittaker fight, and just watched the boxing. I thought I can't be asked for the Man U Chelsea games. Not really enjoying the games. Not that great. I'm just watching Garnacho stink out the gaff, and then when I went back on after the Ben Whittaker fight and I'd watched the boxing after the boxing when they did all the talking and that, I went back to the Man United game, sort of see what the final score was and that, and then it saw Mason Mount winning on the 91st minute, kicking the ball away.
Yes, that's tough.
I couldn't even tell you what odds he would have been, but you can usually get good odds for Mason Mount late in the game, so that really irritated me. So yeah, mate. So all in all, mixed, mate. Few winners, few losers, few near misses. In terms of my ACCA, so I went for more of a. It was a bit of a weird week with ACCAs. I didn't think there were that many teams that were like stonewall winners.
Yeah.
I thought it was like quite a weird week where there weren't loads to pick from. So I went for more of an aggressive one. So I went for like Porto to win, and they won. I went for Man City to win. They obviously won. I went for Bournemouth to beat Newcastle. They won.
That is very aggressive. What was that, about 2-1 for Bournemouth?
Yeah. But then I had Liverpool, Everton draw. So that. But to be fair, what I didn't realise was Celtic didn't beat St Mirren.
In the cup, but I told you not to put the cup game on.
Yeah, Celtic didn't beat St Mirren.
When you phoned me and said, Celtic are playing in the cup, I was like, don't do it.
You did say that. But I was like, they're going to beat St Mirren. So when Celtic were beating St Mirren, I took it off my flash scores because I was like, well, this is dead. I don't want any more notifications. I genuinely don't even know what the final score was. I just know it didn't land. So Celtic could have won in extra time or pens. I just know it didn't land. But I'd actually taken that off. So, like, if Liverpool, Everton had drew, I would have been sat there thinking this bet's still coming in even though it was already down. Because I genuinely just writ off
You've had a murder.
I definitely just writ off the Celtics. And do you know what else really annoyed me as well? On that one, I had Forest to beat Burnley. So, obviously, Forest were 1 down and turned it around. I had Villa to beat Sunderland. So, I thought Villa had screwed it for me because, obviously, I don't get the 2-goal payout. So, I thought Villa have absolutely killed me here. And then Villa scored and like with Tammy Abraham. So I was like, this is coming in. This is.
And then Celtic.
I didn't even know Celtic at the time. I didn't even know they'd lost. Because I took them off my flash scores. In fact,
But mate, I'm just looking at it now, mate. You're never going to guess the score.
what was the score?
You're never going to guess it in a month for Sundays.
What was the score? Because the
2-2.
game, because Celtic definitely didn't win the game in normal time.
2-2 full time. Went to extra time and they won 6-2.
Oh my god! Do you know what? I'm glad Virgil van Dijk
I've
scored
just got
that
to
goal.
open it. I've just got to open it. I was like, 6-2. What the fuck's happened there?
Mate, could you imagine? Because I've just found it now. So St Mirren
I know,
equalised in the 91st minute to make it 2-2. So you're telling me if Virgil van Dijk hadn't have scored that header, then Celtic with a 91st minute goal, winning 6-2 in extra time would have cost me like 1,200
You
quid.
need to get on a. Is it? Which one is it? The one that does it after 90 minutes?
Betfair.
Betfair. That's it. Can't think of the name. You need to get on Betfair then. And if you after 90 minutes, mate, you would have won that if you went on
Yeah.
Betfair.
Yeah. Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Pick that chin up,
Yes, I
mate.
would.
Pick
So
that
it's
chin up.
like, it was that's mad. 100th minute and a 91st minute. But to be fair, that St Mirren one would have cut me deep. How dare you draw with a team and then beat them 6-2 in extra time?
Yeah.
Like, how dare you? Like to score 4 goals in extra time, you're taking the piss out of me there. Like,
Yeah,
where
it's
was that? Where was that effort like in the game?
That's what's frustrating and stuff like that.
Yeah, but yeah. So anyway, mate, I ended up the weekend up by a bit, but it could have been a heck of a lot more. How did you get on your side of the fence? Are you still on your losing drought, or is the duck broken? Where are you?
Finally broke the duck. Like, it got to a point where I was like, I couldn't buy a win. Could not. If I put on £1,000 to win a pound extra value, I would have lost it.
Yeah.
But finally got one back. But still very frustrating now.
Well,
So-
what did you win on?
Literally, yesterday, when I was at the villa, I had a few beers, I had a hospitality, so I was about 7 or 8 points deep. And then I put a 50 quid acca on with City, Munich, Copenhagen, and Porto. And then I won 2-3-8 off it, so it was about 4-1, just under 4-1.
So that's an aggressive stake for you. That is.
Yeah, usually I stick to 10s or 20s, and yeah, that's like I said, half court. The games that Forest were 1-0 down, and I was like, my acca was gone down for the day. Well, I thought my acca was going down for the day.
Yeah.
The big one that really done my head in was Monaco. Monaco went 2-0 down to Auxerre.
Oh, Auxerre are crap, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like relegation fodder. They're in the relegation zone, going down. Went 2-0 up, and now it was at Monaco as well. Monaco brought it back 2-2 in about the 60th minute, I think it was. I think it was, they scored the second in like the 58th. And then just petered out 2-2. And then, so that Monaco let me down on a 30-1. And I had 20 quid on that. And then
Was that the only thing?
yeah. And then you got the bonus on that as well. So on that one I had City, Villa, Forest, Milan, Munich, Monaco, Copenhagen, and Porto. So what's that, eightfold? So yeah, 30-1. So that's 600 quid plus the bonus, so probably about 800 quid. And then also one that really has fucked me off as well was Sheffield's Wednesday and Charlton.
Mate, you need to stop betting on Sheffield Wednesday to lose games.
Charlton drew 1-1 with Sheffield Wednesday. That was the only team on an 18-1 as well.
That was the only one.
Yeah.
Mate, didn't Sheffield Wednesday cost you the other day against Coventry?
Yep.
Oh my God, Sheffield
But like
Wednesday absolutely
Charlton,
ruined lives.
mate, Sheffield Wednesday are going to finish on minus points. They've not won a game in over a year.
Oh my life. Oh my life.
Like,
And
the
they're doing
club's in
that.
complete disarray, and then they've bagged 2 draws in a row.
That's you just can't.
They've let me down a few times. They drew Watford, that was the only team that let me down there. Drew with Coventry last week, that was the only team that let me down there. And drew again with Charlton, the only team that let me down.
Mate, Sheffield Wednesday, the gift that I just keep on giving. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just pathetic, isn't it?
That is absolutely ridiculous. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's absolute meh.
So it sounds like then, although like you finally broke the duck, mate, it could have and should have been a heck of a lot more.
Yeah, it could have, should have.
And do you know what's funny? You probably bet on Sheffield Wednesday to lose next week as well.
Oh, I absolutely am. No way I'm not betting on that.
Oh my god. You gonna go for Sheffield Wednesday to lose again?
Yep, 100%, 1 million.
Oh mate. It'll make me so happy if they dig out another result. Who they playing this time?
I don't know. Let me have a look. Who they got on Saturday at 3 o'clock? Let's have a look. Right, Sheffield Wednesday. They're away to Oxford. Oxford.
Oh, Watford should destroy them.
No, Oxford.
Oh, Oxford. Oh, Oxford need to win that. I swear Oxford are fighting relegation.
Yeah, they are. To be fair, Oxford are crap. Yeah, they need to win with a chance to stay up. If to be fair, they will win that game because they're on 44 points. Blackburn are on 49, so 5 point difference, but they've got a game in hand. So if they win the game in hand, they're 3 points off survival. Well, 3 points off Blackburn, which could potentially help them survive. So yeah, they need to win.
So who have you got your eye on then this week then? In terms of your ACCA then? We've just mentioned you're going to put Oxford on there. Who else is for your picks this week?
So what's taking me a little fancy this week is Oxford at home to Chef, Vikings away in Norway to Fredrikstad, Barcelona away to Getafe, Man City at home to Southampton in the Cup, Celtic at home to Falkirk, PSG away to Angers, Benfica at home, and Ajax away to NAC Breda. That is what I'm fancying this week. That's what I'm going on.
Nice. What are the odds? What does that return?
Oh, I haven't had it up yet. Not all the games on Bet365 yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what I'm looking at for the week. It's just annoying because Fenerbahce and Galatasaray are playing each other, which are usually... Well, Fenerbahce actually drew on the week on Friday night, which would have fucked some people's hackers. But, yeah, one went down early doors with Bodo Glimt drawing away last week in the week. But got to go again, ain't you? But, yeah, Fenerbahce and Galatasaray, that's annoying that they're playing each other. Otherwise, that's another two that you always have on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like when two big boys. It was like Portugal.
It's like Benfica Sporting.
Two absolute big boys going at it. They just rules. That just takes two teams off your ACCA, doesn't it? Automatically.
Yeah, and then obviously with Bet365, you don't get a boost. You add them on for the boost. What you got your eye on?
This is going to be weird. This is a turn up for the books for me. So I've looked at the games over the next week, and it's Prem, a few Prem midweekers, and then you've got some Prem, and then a lot of games around Europe of the weekend. So we haven't got any European football. I've actually gone through and looked at the fixtures, mate, and there's not a lot of fixtures that I like. There's like not. I've gone through all the games and there's none that stand out where I go, this is definitely going to happen, or that's definitely going to happen. I mean, I'm going to pick a game just off past reputation from that game, which is Newcastle Arsenal, only because Joel Linton should be back from a suspension, which means he's got, he can get as many yellow cards as he wants now till the end of the season, and he won't get another suspension.
Yeah.
Basically, Joel Linton's got a free pass for yellow cards. And the way we've been playing recently without him, he's had a 2-match ban for 10 yellows. So he'll come back in and I'd expect him to get a card, especially if Arsenal have got the balls to stick Eze in the 10. You just don't see a world in which Joel Linton's not getting a card against an Eze type player. So I think Joel Linton will get booked against Arsenal. It all depends on if Anthony Gordon plays or not. Because if Anthony Gordon's fit, which he should be, you just see the same thing happen with Mascara. Like Mascara, he's a centre half. You can't be playing him against nippy wingers. So I'd say if Arsenal play Mascara, definitely Joel Linton, and I think those two would be my top picks for that game. I also I think get on Abdi Ezazuli this week as well. He's playing, but he's playing against Girona. There's a right back for Girona called Hugo Rincon. He got booked against Abdi last season and he gets a few cards, Rincon. So if Rincon starts at right back against Abdi, get on that as well. But apart from that, there's no standout games. I think Spurs are always good to keep an eye on because I just think because their situation's so dire. But I think with Spurs, you've got to wait to see what the lineup is.
Yeah.
Because they're playing Wolves away, it is literally do or die. If they do not win that game, they are down.
Yeah, they are
They
done.
are down. They are down. I'm sorry if you can't beat Wolves, like you're gone. So I think it all depends. Like for that game though, Wolves have got a lot of players in the centre of the park who get fouled. So they've got a young lad called Mane who gets fouled a lot. They've got Angel Gomez who gets fouled a lot. They've got Joao Gomez who gets fouled a lot. They've got Bellegarde who gets fouled a lot. So Wolves get fouled a lot in the centre of the park. So
So
it
it'd probably be
depends
like
who plays.
Bentancur
See,
or
Basuma,
Bentancur.
Bentancur, Gallagher, Paulinho. It just depends who's starting.
Okay.
So I'd also say keep an eye out for centre mids for Spurs as well, because I don't see them not getting a card in that game. So yeah, so there isn't really much else that really takes my fancy. So it's a bit of a slow week, sort of my end.
Okay. Well, still got games to look at.
It's that time, Josh. It's time to revisit the Prem predictions from last week. See how we both did. I'm quietly I know that there's at least one result I got right, and I think I've done all right on a couple of others.
It was actually a dead rubber.
Oh, was it? Talk to me. What happened?
We both got one score correction. One score prediction correct.
Yeah.
And then exact result. And then we got 3 out of the 9 correct for the game.
Nice. So we were tied.
So, yeah, tied. Both
Right,
exactly
then.
the same. So
What we'll do is
Brentford Fulham.
because it was a tie, then we'll just call it null and void then. So neither of us take the win
Well,
on that one.
No, because it all comes down to tonight. Palace West Ham.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I've got 1-1 draw. You said 1-0 West Ham.
Oh, so it's all on tonight's game. Go on then, run through all the games then.
So Brentford Fulham.
Yeah.
I said 2-1. You said 1-0. To be fair, Brentford should have won that. But did you see the keeper save? Is it Leonard?
No, Brentford Fulham's a game I don't even consider watching
I
highlights.
watched Brentford. No, he made a great save right at the end to keep it 0-0. Leeds 3-0. I got that right. You said 2-1. Newcastle Bournemouth. I said 1-1. You said 2-1 Bournemouth.
I know my team. I'll get Newcastle scores right all season because we're crap.
Spurs Brighton. I put 2-0 Brighton. You put 1-1. So you got the result there. Chelsea United. We both said a draw. I said 2-2. You said 1-1. Obviously it was 1-0 United. Villa Sunderland. I said 2-0. You said 1-1. So obviously I got the right result there. Forest Burnley. I said 3-0. You said 2-0. Actually, it was 4-1 in the end.
4-1.
Everton Liverpool. I said 1-1. You said 2-1 Everton, which is really frustrating because I would have won if that come in. Yeah. And then City Arsenal. I said 3-1 City. You said 1-1.
Oh, it was 2-1. Oh, we were close.
Too close. So then, yeah, just look back to tonight. So yeah, let's look at the week ahead. So it's a bit of a weird week for fixtures because obviously some games are in the week, some games on the weekend. Obviously got FA Cup, but we'll just go again for the Prem predictions for the game week. So let's start with Brighton Chelsea. It's at Brighton. What do you fancy?
It's at Brighton. Brighton Chelsea.
Yeah.
At Brighton.
Yeah.
2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton. I'm going to go draw there, 1-1. Bournemouth Leeds.
You can go first this time.
Chill what? I'm going to go 0-0.
Is it at Bournemouth?
Yeah.
Oh. 1-0 Bournemouth. That's a tough game.
It's a tough game.
Leeds are in good form, but I think Bournemouth. I'll have to watch them against us. Bournemouth, 1-0.
All right. Burnley City.
I'm first. I'll go 3 or 4. 3-0 City.
I'm going to go 5-0 City.
I think 3.
I'm going
I think
5.
I think I'll take pity on Kyle Walker when it gets to 3.
Sunderland Forest. That's a tough game as well. At Sunderland. Forest are fighting for their lives. Sunderland
are an awkward team. They always put up a good fight.
You know what? I'm gonna be bored and go another draw there. 1-1.
Sunderland Forest.
That's at Sunderland as well.
What have you gone?
1-1.
2-1 Sunderland.
2-1 Sunderland. All right, Fulham Villa.
At Fulham.
Yeah.
2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa. Whoa.
I think Fulham are crap.
All right, I'm going to go 1-0 Villa, secure Champions League football and chill.
By the way, just while you're on that, oh my God, I forgot to say, Sasha Lukic against Morgan Rogers. Oh, that is Card City. Carry on.
Then Liverpool Palace. At Liverpool. At Anfield.
You're first.
Palace is just awkward, but I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
I'm gonna go. 1-0 Liverpool.
1-0 Liverpool, okay. Wolves Spurs. Big game. Is it my go? Or you're going it?
Meh.
I know what I'm going to do.
It's just difficult because I have no faith in Spurs. But then I'm like, it's basically the whole season's on this game. And I do think De Zerbi's a good manager. And I do think Wolves are really bad. But then I've seen Wolves put in some really good performances at home. And I've got my Wolves coloured hat on as well. So I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for a 1-1. Until Spurs win a game, I can't ever back them to win a game. 1-1.
1-1.
Spurs haven't won a game in the new year yet, which is insane.
That's pathetic.
It's insane.
Do you know what I'm going to do? Go 1-0 Wolves. I'm going to go big.
Wolves. I love it.
West Ham Everton. Again, that's another
Where's
hard
that?
one. West Ham.
Oh, that's minging that. 1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
I feel like it could be a lot. I feel like it could be a lot of draws this week.
That Everton West Ham game could go either way. What are you going for?
I don't know. Do you know what? Fuck it. 2-0 West Ham.
Big result.
Arsenal Brentford. Right. I'm going to go.
Is that Arsenal or Brentford?
Sorry. Arsenal Newcastle. I don't know why I said Brentford.
Oh.
Arsenal Newcastle. I'm going to go 2-0 to the Arse.
3-1 Arsenal.
Last but not least, United Brentford.
Where at? United or Brentford?
At United.
Again, I could see that going. I could see Brentford get. Do you know what? I'm gonna go 2-1 United.
Oh, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go
Brentford.
1-0 Brentford.
Interesting.
And got no fixed centre halves. Martinez is out.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking all of that, and I still watched them just bop Chelsea off the park the other night.
Yeah, but Brentford don't know mugs, mate. I thought they would be part of the season, but they don't anymore.
I just think with Man United, I just think when you got Bruno, Cunha, and Buemo, there's just goals there. There's goals there.
I'm going to go 1-0 Brentford. Organised, defensive, stable.
Any more fixtures that are lot?
That's a lot, mate. That's a 10.
Right,
So,
we'll revisit it next week. We'll revisit it next week, and we'll also have to sort of make a point about whoever wins tonight's game out of Palace and West Ham to see who gets the W out of me and you. So we'll come back and we'll talk about this next week.
Could just be a draw as well. I've got the draw. You've got West Ham to win. So
we'll see.
It'll
be a Palace win there.
Yeah.
So just bring us towards the end of the show. So as usual, we're going to end on the last segment, which is Do You Know Ball? This week's topic is very much inspired by our lovely Arsenal. who just love throwing away a season in April. This is the 4th season in a row where they're throwing it away in April, where they're absolutely bottle job in the league. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our top 3 bottle jobs within football. So this is in relation to, it can be a specific game, like so a one-off game that a team absolutely bottled, or sort of like a season when they've just completely thrown a season away. But it just can't relate to Arsenal. Otherwise, we'd have Arsenal as our 1, 2, and 3 picks. So Arsenal aren't up for debate in this conversation.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't have to be in any specific order. So you don't have to go. My biggest ever is this. Just the 3 that sort of come to mind. So
Okay.
do you want to go with one, Josh? Then I'll go.
The
with
first thing that pops into mind, Villa being 2-0 up against Watford. I think it was like the 87th minute or something, and lost 3-2.
Oh, was that a Premier League Watford?
Yeah. It was a good few years ago. I think we were like, it might even been the 90th minute, we were like 2-0 up.
And did Troy Deeney score?
Yeah, of course did. In the big ugly oath.
So you were 2-0 up against Watford in the 90th minute and lost 3-2.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. That.
Right, I'm gonna get it up and tell you the.
Get the score. I want to know. Yeah, I want to know the goal, the minutes, and the goals, because
that's not the right one. Troy Deeney scores 2. Is that 2016?
Because that is absolutely shocking to lose 3-2 to Watford.
Yeah, it was bad.
Was you at the game?
No, I wasn't at the game. I think I would have topped myself if I was at the game. I'm trying to find it on the BBC. But yeah, I can't find it where it's got the minutes on and stuff. But yeah, it was. Is that the one? Is this the one? Oh, but maybe it was 2-1 up then. Is that the one that was 2-1 up and Troy Dean scored in the 90th and 93rd minute? Oh, I thought we were 2-0 up.
So
but yeah,
so you were 2-1 up and Troy Deeney scored 2 in the 90th minute. Oh, that's
90 and then 90 plus 3.
He got a blue nose, just absolutely bagging and tagging.
Yeah, I thought we were 2-0 up and we scored 3-3. Yeah, that's a bad day, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm surprised you picked Villa as one of the bottle job teams.
No. Yes, that's my first one. What about you?
So my first one then is Borussia Dortmund in the 22-23 season.
Now, when they bowled the league last game of the season, and
yes,
when Jude was injured and they brought him on at like the second half injured to try and inspire him.
Yeah, I don't even think he came on. Because they got.
I'm sure he come on.
No, because he literally got put on the bench. So when they didn't lose the game, he could go on and celebrate and pick up the league because he was injured, and they didn't throw him on. Because I remember his reaction because they got a penalty. What was the striker's name? Sebastian Haller had a pen and he missed it.
Yeah, I remember watching the game.
Do you remember watching it? Because I think Bayern were having life and death with someone at the same time, and Bayern scored. I think Thomas Muller scored for Bayern for their winner. But obviously Dortmund just needed. I think they just needed. They just needed to win. They needed to win. They needed to win. And they were playing. I think they were playing Mainz at home, and the Mainz scored early, and then they pulled it back, and then Mainz scored again. They pulled it back. Ended up drawing 2-2, and it was like it's unbelievably hard to get a title off Bayern Munich. So if you've just got to beat Mainz to win the league at home in front of the big yellow wall or whatever it's called, and you just throw it away, for me that was. I remember watching that game thinking, that's a bad one.
Yeah, that's a clanger.
That is a bad, and it's mad that you remember that game so vividly as well.
Yeah,
because that's a game you watch and you go, that's a bad one.
Yeah,
that's a bad one. That's one of my that's one of my ones, mate. That sticks in my head. What about you? Your second one?
Stevie Gerrard, Denver Bar, don't let it slip.
Oh, that's one of mine as well. We can both talk about this because that's on my one as well. That's on my one as well.
It was the fact that what made it even better was like, he literally said, we're not going to let this slip, and then he slipped over. Like, it just was poetic.
It was poetic. And it's one of the biggest bottle jobs. But it's also one of the, it's such a harsh moment because Steven Gerrard is the best Premier League player to have never won the league. He's a Premier League great. Yeah. And and you almost want, because I wanted them to win that. That's when they had Suarez, Sturridge, Sterling. They had a good team. Gerrard was sitting deep, playmaker, quarterback role, and I really wanted Liverpool to win that league. So like I was a bit gutted for him, but do you know what I remember? I remember Mourinho just acting a dickhead at Anfield, like going over to the crowd and making all these signals and that, like giving it absolute 10. Oh, Mourinho, that was Mourinho at his best. That was. And like you said, the fact that Steven Gerrard in the huddle was like, "We don't let this slip," and then he slips to let Demba Ba in to score for Chelsea. I don't know why Demba Ba's ever playing for Chelsea, but the fact that Demba Ba run through and scored, Mourinho giving it loads, I was just like, I can't believe this. And the thing that was mad was I remember that Liverpool had 80 points at the time going into the last 3 games, and they just needed to win the last 3. And then the slip happened, and then they went to Crystal Palace the next game where it was like, right, they needed to win those 2 games in case City slipped up. And I think they were 2-0 or 3-0 up, and they ended up drawing 3-3. I swear it was Dwight Gale scored. I can just remember Dwight Gale scoring a stuffy goal. Dwight Gale scored to make it 3-3. And I just thought, you've gone from Gerrard's there. Gerrard's going to win his first ever title, and he's the one that slips. And they back it up with a 3-3 against Palace. I was just like, that is a massive bottling, that is.
Yeah, that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bad one. That one sticks in my mind. So we're on the same page with that one.
Okay, that's not third one? Who's your third?
It's a one-off game. Do you remember PSG v Barcelona second leg?
Which, fuck's sake.
So the one where,
I forgot about that one, didn't he?
do you remember? So PSG was
fun or something like that.
So PSG beat Barcelona 4-0 in the first leg. Yeah. No team in history had ever come back from 4-0 down in the Champions League. It'd never been done. PSG entered the last 5 minutes of the second leg with a 5-3 aggregate lead. So it was, in the game I think it was like 3-1 to, it was 3-1 to Barca. And it was like 5 minutes left. They had a 2-goal cushion. And they conceded 3 goals in 7 minutes.
Yeah, that was
6-5 on aggregate. I swear it was someone like, I think it was Sergio Roberto just scored.
Yeah,
like
Sergio Roberto scored the winner. I remember that.
And I was just thinking, like, you can't do that.
No, you can't be doing that.
You can't do it. You can't be 4-0
composure on 0.
Nah, you can't be 4-0 up and throwing it away. Like, I know Barcelona and, they got messed. Barca on the day can pump anyone, but you can't be 4-0 up. You can't shut them out for 90 minutes and then go and shit the bed that bad.
Yeah, that's bad days.
So that's my third.
My third is Barcelona as well. Barcelona, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like that year was crazy. Liverpool literally went there with like none of the big stars playing. No Mane, no Salah. What did Mane play?
Mane played was incredible. Firmino didn't play. Firmino and Salah didn't play.
Yeah, and it was 3-0 down. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Divock Origi. The legend. The legend that is Divock. Yeah. That was the Trent moment off the corner, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then
in that game, that was the game when I thought Sadio Mane is world class. Because I remember he was their only attacker, and he was just playing. He played so well that game.
Yeah, he was loving life, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But then the honourable mention is obviously the Champions League final.
Which one?
Milan, Liverpool.
Oh, yeah. 3-0.
To be fair, if you talk about Champions League, Man City bowled it so many times against Madrid. Like that Madrid year where Madrid just they would lose the first game and just absolutely turn it on in the second game.
Yeah.
That one year where they'd be with 3-1 down to Chelsea, beat it.
That was when Madrid went through murderers row, because that was when they knocked PSG out in the first one. They were losing badly to PSG. PSG had like a 10-minute wobble in the Bernabeu and it was over. The same thing happened to Man City in the next tie, and the same thing happened to Chelsea. They literally went through murderers row to get to that final.
But was that the final where
Courtois played out his skin?
Was that the Carriers final?
No. That was the Courtois played out of his skin one. When Liverpool, because that was a Madrid team weren't that good. It was literally Benzema.
Was that when we was in Vegas?
Yeah, it was Benzema in a dream one. So it was So that was that one. So it was Courtois like just literally won them that, because that was when their team weren't that good, and it was literally there was no Ronaldo. Like a lot of their good players were right at the end. It was just Benzema.
Bitches love Benzi.
They do.
So yeah, mate. But then obviously, yeah, the AC Milan Liverpool was crazy looking back. Like,
Yeah, the thing about that team was that would be one team that you would think would never bottle a game. With the amount of experience and world class players in that team.
Yeah, that team was full
I can still names like they had like Dida, Maldini, Cafu, Gattuso, Kaká, Crespo.
Was Seedorf there as well?
Seedorf.
Was Shevchenko up front?
Shev's up front, yeah. Shevchenko, yeah. So it's like, how with that team are you throwing away a free? I remember thinking, because that was the season when Liverpool weren't that good and just kept scumbagging the way through. And I just thought, they've finally come up against the proper team here. And I thought, these are going to beat them like 5 or 6.
That was the time when football was alive. ITV, Champions League, no paywall, no Sky Sports, no TNT. Just straight ITV every Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Yeah, the good old days, mate. And it weren't even just that it was on terrestrial television. What I liked about football back then was the fact that all the top European teams had killers.
Yeah.
It weren't just even though the English teams done well back then. Like that was the time when Chelsea, Liverpool, Man U were doing quite well. But even then, like you'd play against like I say, AC Milan, good players, Juventus, good players, Inter, good players, Barca, good players.
Them years was probably the best of Italy. Italy's best years.
Yeah.
Like Italy had some absolute ball essentials there.
Yeah, they did. Italy's was a really strong league. Italy started going down the pan not too long after Juventus just got kicked out of the league. And they had like the betting scandal and all that stuff. They got just all the bribing scandal. Sorry, like once Juventus got booted out of the league, mate, you got a bit of a banter league when your best team get kicked out.
Yeah, for match fixing.
Yeah, so I think Italy and like they ain't got the money there no more. It's a shame because I think football's better when like other countries have like one or two good teams. Like you want to see like PSG against like a top Italian team. You want to see Bayern Munich against a top Italian team. But now like the best team's Inter. Man, just play some crappy 3-5-2, like hoisting the ball to Dumfries and hoping, like just boring. And AC Milan and Juve are dead food now.
Yeah, you've had struggling.
So it's a shame. It's not what it used to be. Not what it used to be. But no. But what I would say is anyone sort of listening, like in terms of like biggest bottle jobs, bang what your biggest bottle job is, sort of in the comments, like whether that's a team throwing it away or like a season being thrown away. And obviously don't use Arsenal because we don't want the comments getting just filled up with pure Arsenal.
Pure rage base. As usual, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and share. Let us know your biggest letdowns and who you think's bottled it the most. So see you next week. Peace out.
Until next time.
And don't forget to tune in next week for Never Back the Early Kickoff. Thanks for watching. Follow us across socials for more. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please gamble responsibly. 18+.